Streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, fire breaks out at the Victoria Country Club on the roof. A look at the damage and how it started.
A multi-state horse virus outbreak hits close to home, the quarantine affecting Wharton County.
Plus, Promise Point turns tiny homes into big opportunities. The nonprofit ending homelessness through community.
You've probably been hearing the thunder and lightning all afternoon and evening. There you see the heaviest activity just to the north of Victoria, heading on up toward Edna and, of course, Houston. We'll have more on an updated picture for you coming up in just a moment.
And Thanksgiving week is here in the Crossroads, and you know what that means. Playoff high school football. See which three teams we're talking about coming up in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now at 6. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Shawna Currie.
And I'm Brubaker. Well, we had rain and high winds hitting the Crossroads this afternoon. We could hear some thunder, and some other people, I think, in this area got even worse weather.
Yeah, so let's go straight to Chief Meteorologist Mac Perez for a first look at the forecast. And Mac, I think the big question is how long are we going to be hearing these rumbles of thunder and seeing the rain in our area?
Well, the good news is that by tonight, certainly by 10 o'clock, a lot of this is going to be over with, but it is all moving northeastward. We promised you this second line of showers coming in on Monday, and here it is. There you can see the heaviest activity. We're going to zoom in. You can see how the showers down here over Victoria are not very tall, but as they get taller over here, headed toward Edna, that's where the thunder and lightning is occurring right now. Now, in the Houston area, they have been under the gun all day. They have not only a severe thunderstorm warning north of Houston, they had a tornado watch out for Houston. They had a funnel cloud that did some damage in the Cypress, Tomball, and Spring areas of the afternoon, but the biggest activity seems to be decreasing now that the sun is going down, except for this one right here that's going up the highway headed toward Wharton. So those of you, driving northbound on 59, just consider that you're going into some heavy stuff. We'll be taking a look at your rest of the forecast for the rest of the holiday, but it's going to be getting cooler by tomorrow night. So we'll talk about that also coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
The state is tracking a multi-state outbreak of a contagious horse virus that has now reached Wharton County. The equine herpes virus spread from a rodeo event in Waco earlier this month. There are now 27 confirmed cases across 7 states. In Wharton County, one horse has tested positive for the neurologic strain and 9 others were exposed. They're all under quarantine. Fort Bend County is also reporting a positive case. Veterinarians say the virus is highly contagious and they're urging horse owners to boost biosecurity, meaning cleaning, disinfecting, and limiting contact to help slow the spread.
Victoria Fire Department was on the scene of a fire at Victoria Country Club this afternoon. The fire was in the area of the main ballroom. Officials tell us after a preliminary investigation, the fire appears to have started accidentally by a crew working on the roof. The fire was put out. No one was hurt. There was some smoke and water damage to the building. A Cuero man faces 3 charges, including aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Cuero police responded to shots fired near Grant and Newman Streets. A juvenile told officers he was shot at by another juvenile and an adult. After an investigation, 24-year-old Caden Hawkins was arrested. He also faces charges of obstruction, retaliation, and intoxication assault with a vehicle. He remains in DeWitt County Jail with $270,000 bond total. The juvenile suspect also faces aggravated assault charges.
Well, bad weather over the weekend in Rockport caused low water pressure, leading to a boil water notice. All Rockport residents should boil their water before using it. That includes drinking, cooking, brushing your teeth, even washing your face. Children, seniors, and anyone with a weakened immune system are especially at risk. To be safe, bring your water to a rolling boil for 2 minutes, then let it cool, or you can use bottled water instead. The city says they are testing samples now, and they will let the public know as soon as the water is safe again.
2 people are dead and several others were injured after a fight outside a Dallas nightclub escalated into an overnight shooting. Police say officers responded to a disturbance and confronted an armed person, finding multiple people suffering from gunshot wounds. One victim and the armed individual who was shot by police both died at the scene. Several others were taken to the hospital in stable condition. Investigators have not released details on what sparked the fight or what led to the officer-involved shooting. No officers were injured. A church safety director in Houston is under arrest, accused of posing as an ICE agent to extort a woman for money.
Police say he flashed a fake ID and threatened to have her taken away from her family. Luke Jones has more on the allegations and the investigation.
Supposedly a man of God, but police say certainly no agent of ICE. Don Doolittle, listed as safety director on the Gateway Community Church of Webster's website, charged with impersonating a public servant. Thursday, police say he flashed a fake ICE ID at this Northwest Houston massage parlor and threatened to have the massage therapist deported if she didn't pay him money. Investigators say Doolittle had booked and received a massage from the victim. The problems arose when Doolittle went to pay. He wanted to use a credit card, but the victim told him she only accepted cash or Zelle payments.
And at that point, she said he pulled out an ID card labeled ICE, stated he was an ICE agent who needs to see her ID.
Police say the victim complied, showing him her temporary visa, but that apparently wasn't enough because they say Doolittle went on to insist she also sent him money.
He said he demanded she Zelle him $500 or he would take her away and she would never see her family or children again.
The victim sent the money, police say, only to hear from Doolittle again, this time assuring her she wouldn't be hearing from any other ICE agents.
And he would mark it as not prostitution.
According to prosecutors, the victim ultimately told her story to police officers who she happened to run into the next day. When they interviewed Doolittle, they say he denied getting a massage or going to the victim's business, but that surveillance video proved otherwise. Gateway Community Church didn't respond when asked about Doolittle's arrest. In an affidavit filed with the court, he notes he's worked there for 10 years.
Doolittle has a bond set at $10,000. DFW and Love Field airports in the Metroplex are leading the nation in flight disruptions today due to severe weather and an equipment issue. As of 1:30 this afternoon, DFW had roughly 100 cancellations and over 765 delays. Love Field had 69 cancellations and 123 delays. The FAA issued ground stops at both airports due to a communications equipment outage.
For 7 years, Promise Point has turned tiny homes into big opportunities for people experiencing homelessness. The nonprofit in Victoria County offers 22 tiny homes, along with showers, a kitchen, and patios where residents can hang out together. Community Director Cynthia Hernandez says the motto of Promise Point is ends homelessness through community. Resident Ray Cano, who has lived there for 2 years, says the people welcome everyone like family.
To be here, I'm grateful to be here, and I feel needed and wanted. We're not homeless anymore. We're considered, a lot of people say that we're homeless out there. We're not homeless anymore.
In the near future, Promise Point is planning to expand again, adding 60 more houses. If you see news happening, give us a call in our newsroom at 361-576-0026 or send us an email at staff@crossroadstoday.com.
It's officially the most wonderful time of the year in Cuero. Christmas in the park is back, kicking off the season with hundreds of lights and holiday displays.
25 News Now reporter Ray Mosley is live at Cuero's Municipal Park, where the season's big event is lighting up tonight. Ray?
Yes, I'm here at Cuero's Christmas in the Park alongside Cuero's Mayor, Emil Garza. And Mayor Garza, how did Christmas in the Park start?
Well, we're on our 26th year. This year will be our 26th year. And 26 years ago, some citizens in Cuero decided to get together and say, you know, we need something to celebrate our Christmas. And we need something to do for the community in the park. So that's when it started about 26 years ago.
And why is Christmas in the Park important for you and the community of Cuero?
Well, what it does is we have grown to over 300 plus fixtures now, and that doesn't include our deer, our animated deer, our snowflakes, and our trees out there. We've gotten fixtures for everybody. We even got a college row, which has the University of Texas, Texas A&M. It's got all the colleges, which is really neat to see. And it is important for the community because it allows the community to get together. A lot of organizations put this together. It's not just one organization. The Cuero Development Corporation, the Chamber of Commerce, the City of Cuero, which includes all the city crews. They come out, the electric department, water department, the fire station. You've got so many organizations, the Rotary Club, the Lions, the Knights of Columbus, so many organizations to put this together. So it brings unity to the community, and we love to see the expression of those kids when they go through and see.
And what is your emotions as you see people coming out and basking among like the lights and different fixtures and stuff? What do you like about that?
Oh, I love it. And again, got to reiterate that it's the kids, the facial expressions. I work the donation house every most Saturdays, and I see the kids come in. They're sitting in mom and dad's lap. They're sitting in the back of the vehicle. They're looking at all the lights, and we've got music piped throughout the park. And they're just enjoying it. I love that gleam in their eye.
And what else do you want to let people know about this holiday season, or what advice would you like to give them?
Well, I know this year is a trying year for everyone. So make the best of it. Be grateful for everything we got. I know I am, and I'm blessed. And come out to Cuero. Also know that there's folks out there that are willing to help you.
All right. Thank you, Mayor Garza.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right.
The ribbon cutting will be now through 10 o'clock, and tomorrow will be the drive-through from 6 to 10 all the way through New Year's Day. Reporting in Cuero, Ray Mosley, KAVU TV, 25 News Now.
And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News Now at 6, the Trump administration targets Maduro's alleged drug network, the terrorist designation expanding U.S. options.
Also ahead, NASA says global efforts to heal the ozone are working. The Antarctica Progress Report, that's ahead.
Relaxation meets laughter in the Crossroads' newest wellness trend, Goat Yoga. Watch as yoga lovers find peace and plenty of giggles, striking poses alongside some playful, mischievous goats.
And it's relaxing. You're out in nature. You're playing with the animals. You can just really relax and kind of let the stress of everyday life go.
Join Amaya Norman for Goat Yoga, a 25 News Now Extra.
The U.S. has officially labeled Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro as part of a foreign terrorist organization. The move gives the Trump administration more leverage for actions like new sanctions, but it doesn't open the door to lethal force. The designation focuses on the so-called Cartel de los Soles, a network linked to the military and alleged drug trafficking. But experts say it's more about corruption than a traditional cartel. This comes as the U.S. boosts its military presence in the region with Operation Southern Spear, while Maduro denies any involvement in drug trafficking.
A federal judge dismissed the indictments against James Comey and Letitia James, ruling the interim prosecutor who filed the cases was improperly appointed and no longer authorized to serve. The judge said the flawed appointment made the charges invalid. The White House says the fight is not over, while the defendants argued the ruling shows the Justice Department should not be used to go after political opponents.
To get more news, headlines, weather, and sports, come to our website, crossroadstoday.com.
There's encouraging news from Antarctica, where scientists say the ozone hole is shrinking and continuing to recover. NASA and NOAA researchers credit global efforts to phase out harmful chemicals that once damaged the ozone layer, which protects people from the sun's ultraviolet rays. They say this progress shows those environmental protections are working. Would you agree with that, Mac?
Absolutely. I actually know a lot about that subject. I'm glad you brought it up. You know what we got rid of to save the ozone and the planet? Aquanet hairspray and Freon in your refrigerant, in your cars. I mean, we changed to a new kind of Freon, a new coolant, so we don't use that Freon because those chlorofluorocarbons were floating up into the atmosphere, going up there and eating the ozone layer and endangering all of us. Can you believe that? So that's amazing. And no more hairspray. But we still have hairspray, no problem. All right, folks, we are diminishing the intensity of the storm that's over us, but it's fairly heavy if you're going up the road. So those of you up in Edna and maybe even the Wharton area, do watch out. This storm's getting a little bit strong out there, and you can see the tallness of it. That gives the idea that there's a lot of thunder and lightning right there. But Victoria seems to be diminishing that activity. We'll talk more about it, take a closer look, and take a look at your 7-day coming up after this. Well, good evening, everyone. I think last week we promised you two cold fronts, one that came in on the week Friday, and then this one on Monday. We have a little shower activity in the area, and thunder and lightning pretty much all afternoon long. We managed to get up to 87, which tied the old record, and we did get 27 hundredths of an inch of rain. But most of the activity has been up the road. Now here is Victoria. You see it right about here. We have a fairly nasty storm just to the northwest of us going up 59. Those of you in Edna probably, and Inez probably know what I'm talking about. All afternoon it's been very complicated here in the Houston area where they've had the severe weather. We do have this little frontal system behind it, and that is going to be passing through here by sunrise. So tomorrow we should be, shall we say, stabilizing everything probably and beginning the process of getting much cooler weather coming in for the next few days. Now, once again, here's Victoria, here's 59. Heaviest stuff is just south of the freeway. So I guess those of you, Vanderbilt and Blessing, you need to be on the lookout for a pretty heavy storm. Now, this one is moving northeast. It'll be pulling up, going right up 59 within the hour or two, but that's where the heaviest activity is within this hour, okay? So, again, Victoria beginning to get slowly clear out of it, but as I mentioned, Houston has been under a tornado watch for most of the afternoon. They did get a tornado sighted in the Cypress, Tomball, and Spring area. And they did get a little bit of damage down there. I don't know if it hit the ground. They're going to be doing that storm damage assessment later, but that's where the real big stuff is. Now, if you happen to be driving, going up to Houston, you're going to run into this for the next 2-3 hours. Tonight late, maybe 10 o'clock. Most of this will be over. Certainly by tomorrow, it'll all be gone. Overnight, we're getting only down to about 65, so we're not in the cool air just yet. As we go into tomorrow, we're still in the 80s, as you see right about there, but the north wind will click in tomorrow, and then all of a sudden, we'll finally get some nicer weather. Here's the stormy weather that's over us right now. You can see that by tomorrow, it pulls away. Then we've got clearing skies, and then the cooler air is going to start rolling down into our area. I do expect it to be a little chilly just in time for Turkey Day. So we'll talk about those temperatures in a moment. Then after the Turkey Day, by next weekend, that's Friday night, Saturday looks like we get another frontal system with some rain and then some cold weather behind it. This is very important because many of you will be looking at early December travel, and it looks like winter is finally arriving. Tomorrow we should be on the sunny side with the northwest wind kicking in. You won't really feel the cool weather until the following morning. Cuero, you'll get up to about an 82 tomorrow, but you will feel the drier air coming in. So stormy, the front comes in. We finally pick up a north wind. Wednesday, 71, 72 on Turkey Day. And then beginning on Saturday of next weekend, we should see more rain. That's your 7-day forecast, reminding everybody we do have a QR code. Love for you to scan that. Put Crossroads Today on your phone. Shawna, over to you.
All right, well, Ray Robinson is in for Max Williams tonight. And Ray, what's going on in sports?
I mean, it's a lot of fun things going on in sports and some more exciting football you can expect to be played this Black Friday. See which games we'll have on our radar coming up in sports. All right, now last night we discussed the momentum of the Ganado Indians following their Friday night matchup against Thorndale. Today, let's turn our attention to the Refugio Bobcats. The Bobcats are well aware of the shift in competition from regular season to the postseason, but their level of play and mindset remain remarkably consistent. This is a team that has clearly demonstrated their hunger for a state title. I spoke with quarterback Ray Lewis a few weeks ago during their bye week. At that time, the team was managing injuries, but now the Bobcats appear to be back in full strength. Since then, the team has regained health and elevated their play to win crucial postseason games in their recent game against Rosebud Lott. The Bobcats had a slow start in the first half. However, the third quarter marked the beginning of the end for the Rosebud Lott as Refugio scored 3 more touchdowns, ultimately winning the game. Final score, 42-21. So best of luck to them in Calhoun as well. The Yoakum Bulldogs looked primed for a deep postseason run. The second round matchup showcased their solid performance against Fairfield. Freshman standout Jamarquis Robinson has stepped up big in this season for the Bulldogs, finishing with an impressive 305 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. And you can expect to hear his name often in the coming years, adding to the Bulldogs' firepower. And SMU commit Xavier Barnett, who also made a significant impact with 117 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns. They will take on Hardin at Cy-Fair Federal Credit Union Stadium at 7:30. It's shaping up to be an exciting game. And Victoria West has been a team on a hot streak this postseason. Remember, I traveled back to Corpus to watch them begin their playoff run against Miller, and the Warriors followed that up with another impressive performance against Mission Veterans Memorial, winning decisively. Final score, 58-14. And as you heard from Jeffries and Boyce in my first conversation with them in their in their round 1 matchup, these guys aren't ready for the season end just yet. Their next challenge will be against Alamo Heights at Bastrop Memorial Stadium on Friday at 1 p.m. And continuing to highlight the Goliad Tigress. We just can't get enough of them, can we? Your reigning Class 3A Division I volleyball state champions are still making an impact following their state tournament performance. Goliad had 3 players named to the all-tournament team for their conference. Congratulations to Addison Yendry, who was the MVP, Isabel Sanchez, and Maven Wunsch. This well-deserved recognition, a big congratulations to these outstanding athletes. And how about we talk about some college hoops in the Crossroads? A local favorite and top team in the Houston Cougars are taking on a college basketball favorite in Syracuse Orange. Both teams are undefeated, Houston being 5-0 and Syracuse being 4-0. But that'll be a different story after tonight. Here's the current score that halftime up. That didn't update, guys, but Houston was up. The score was 37. Syracuse is 34. They are at halftime. So best of luck. I think the Cougars going to get the job done against Carmelo Anthony's son in Syracuse. But that does it for your sports. Don and Shawna.
All right, thank you very much, Ray. And we're back in a moment. It's a big Christmas tree, and now it's at a very big house in time for the holidays. Finally tonight, First Lady Melania Trump received the official White House Christmas tree today. The 25-foot concolor fir arrived by a horse-drawn wagon. The White House says the tree will be set up in the Blue Room inside the White House. The tree was grown and delivered by Corson's Tree Farms in Michigan. That's a big tree. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
25 feet.
It'll be pretty when it's all decorated, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we had a big storm today for some people in our area.
Still stormy up in Edna, Wharton, and headed on up to Fort Bend County. If you going that way, you're going to run into some stormy weather. But tomorrow, it'll all be drying up and we're picking up some cooler air just in time for the holiday. Temperatures will be in the 70s.
Be
All right.
nice.
Yeah. Thank you, Mac. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you back here tonight at